This is the early bird morning show. There were some problems with my sound, and I hope everything's okay now. Just adjusting my mic here. I just told 1 minute ago about MFNC. This one, MFNC, was a big rip pre-market. I didn't see the news on this one, so I just opened my screens and saw this huge rip till 20-ish. Okay, thanks, Ali. Something went wrong with my mic, or something I didn't plug in right, or something. So, but you can hear me now, so that's good. So this is MFNC banks, regional bank. There has to be some kind of takeover in order to understand this rip, because I cannot explain it any other way. I didn't see the news on it. I will look at it a little bit later, I think. There's some other pops also. Just looking at volume here, Lil is popping up, as you can see. Just looking here now at Lil, this pop at 205. Don't chase these pops here. This is way too scary to chase these pops. We are now 4 minutes into pre-market, and here's forming another candle that's above this big rip, and this could be interesting now. If you want to play something like that, I would wait till I see. So on the right hand of my screen, you see the 1 minute, of course, and on the left side of my screen, you see the 5 minutes. And it's just 10 seconds away from another candle on the 5 minutes. So I would wait for that now in order to see if it breaks this high of 211 in the next candle, or if it makes a double top here. If it breaks 211, then it's something that you can play. Don't repeat me or don't follow me, because there's a delay in the stream, of course, so you cannot live play with this. And as we see now, there looks to be a double top. As you can see, 211 seems to be some kind of max, but you never know, because this first, the 1 minute handle is just looking a little bit indecisive. It's a little bit overextended. You have to wait 5 seconds. Thank you, blind trader. Look if we can get that pop above 2211. Volume here is 70,000. That is for pre-market. That's normal, I would say. So this is the way back to VWAP here. This brown line on my chart here is VWAP. The green line is 9 EMA. It draws back now to that VWAP and the 9 EMA. If the market was open, I would be tempted to buy the dip here at 2. If it holds 2, I would buy the dip here at 2 in order to try to get above this 211. But it's pre-market. Volume is very low, 70,000. So if one big seller comes in, it could manipulate the price easily and could get down to 167 or 170 or something like that. So what you really want to see pre-market, if you want to trade these kind of plays, what you really want to see is this next 5 minute candle getting above that 211, so making a new higher high. This looks promising on a 1 minute chart. Some kind of hesitation. There we go. Just gonna wait this one, see this one out. Happy trading, astronaut boys. Does any one of you trade these pre-market trades. Does anyone have any experience with this, or no one? Oh, you're all in the trades, of course. So you don't have time to you don't have time to answer me now. So when I'm looking at trades like this, and I level 2 now and see, well, there's almost no volume. I knew that, of course. But I want to see if there are on a bid side any big volumes coming in, or on the ask side, there's no. As for now, boys, no. First spikes. Okay, Kirill, you have a lot of more. You have courage. I don't dare to do that first spike. Does that work out for you? All right, here we go. Usually around 9. Okay. Here we go. 2 elves to break. Yeah, there we go. That would be my. I would have. My limit order would have been there right at 212, 213 to get in there. And I see that this 216 is a line that I drew earlier. I don't know why, but it was a level at some point. Just let me see if this is. Yeah, I can see 216-ish more or less, because this, I'm looking at the daily right now. This daily is 220 and this daily is also 220. So that there's a big level here, 220. You want to break above that one also. Pulling back now again. There's not a lot of follow through. The 5 minute is overextended, but it's always overextended in the pre-market in the first hour or so. And that's makes sense because of these big rips in the beginning. It finds its 9 EMA back here, as you can see. Finds some support there, gets bought up again. Wants to go higher. And now I'm going to see if there's any news on Lil. Dragon Victory International. Nothing that I can see now. Moving up because of the fun of it. 47% now. I'm still liking this one. The main reason is that it holds this 9 EMA level here. I'm not too worried about the overextension here on the 5. But you have to look out when you trade pre-market, because volumes are very low, of course, only 70,000-ish. So big buyers and big sellers can move the price easily. So this candle and this next candle is nice. It's going to 220. So this was a level on a daily. We saw that already. There's a rejection. Wants to get above it anyway. Let's see if there are any big buyers right now. Yes, they are. There we go. 221. 222 is on. 223 is on. So breaks that level also, and the next level is 250. I drew that line earlier. Let's see. Yes, I drew that line because I don't consider this to be a level. And if I don't see this as a big level, then I think, well, then I go just for the $0.50. Which makes sense in this case. We are at 230 now. A lot of green now on the tape. 231, 233, 233. This one really wants to go. So if you had your limit order here at 212, as I said, 212, that was this above this 5 minute above 212, then you're now at 239, and you made a profit of 26 cents now. And that's your early bird extra that you get. So you get you don't trade this with 10,000 shares, of course, because look at the volume. Well, the volume is also picking up 90,000, but you don't go in with a lot of shares because you might just not get out again. So go in with small share size and then pick up some profits. I would have picked up some profit at 2. In this rip, you have to really sell 75% of your shares because you know this 9 EMA is here at 220 and it wants to pull back to that. So take a little profit here and wait if the price action will give you another entry here, and it will. The problem with pre-market trading is what you have to take. There we go. Again, so I would have taken some profit and would have gotten back in right here again above that 241. 242 is now on the ask. There's the rejection. There's the next candle. This could be a false breakout because we are just before this 250. So I would have got in here again and taking a small loss, I guess, because it didn't get above the 250 here. But in the end, I would have made a nice profit, small profit, but nice profit, an early bird profit. You're welcome, Kirill. And now we have to wait and see. So this was normally a nice trade. 211 in, 230 out, 20 cent win on a 211 as on a $2 stock. Let's look if it's going to hold this 9 EMA here. $225. In order to see that, I'm going to look at my level 2 again. Now there are some sellers. I'll push the price down. Gets brought up again. Some more sellers. Purely based on my level 2, I would not get in right now. I really want to see that this one holds this 9 EMA, and then if it holds, then I want to see a higher high and then a higher low before I get in again. But I'm a little this one, that's a problem for me. This 250 seems to be a level. It's already up 64% now. But we know that small stocks like this can go up to 100% in pre-market. Just watching now, and is it breaking its 9 EMA? Then it's going back to its fever position. Well, for me, play would be over right now. This is the moment that I think, okay, this is the pop that I made some money on. I don't want to overstay my welcome. I'm happy with my 20-cent win. And in order to keep this one on my screens, I create an alert. If it goes above 240 again, then I'm getting an alert, and then I can evaluate once more if I'm willing to go in or not. So it's now, for the first time in this whole move, it's just below 9 EMA, which was a support all the way and can be a resistance right now. Volume is dying down, as you can see here. It's no volume at all. 19,000 is nothing, as you all know. But in pre-markets, these are the volumes that you have to take into account. But this line is, of course, telling you volume is going down. I don't have my RSI up here right now, so I'm gonna. Just saw this one in a blink of my eye, SOS. This one that we discussed yesterday would have been a nice play also. It's a little bit bigger, so I'm more comfortable with those bigger ones, but volume here is also dying down. But now going to 516. So this would also be a nice play in pre-market. So this is how you can trade pre-market. Going back one more to this one, the blue one. So this is how I look at pre-market. I have a pre-market scanner. And my mouse is gone now. Oh, there it is. I have this pre-market scanner, which is really nothing fancy at all. This is pre-market scanner, just volume, price, and percentage of change. And that's all I need in pre-market. I don't use any other difficult pre-market setups, or I have also have other scanners during market. When market is open, I want to see bounces. Those are my conditions. I made this one myself. The RSI 25. This is one that I made myself. This is one that I made myself. There are some basics that the software provides, and so I have some other indices. But in pre-market, there's only one thing that I'm going to look at, and that is it going up or not, and does it have some kind of momentum? It's now almost 1 million traded in Lil. And you can also see Mara is going up here. Huge spike here. So we can look at Mara, because we discussed this one yesterday, and I want to when someone DM'd me yesterday and said, well, you said this was a level, but it went right through it. So it wasn't a level. Well, that's not just how I look at it. because if it is a level, and if it gets right through it on the upside or the downside, then you have a short play or a long play. Yesterday we discussed Mara also, and it was because of Bitcoin going to 60,000, I guess, something like that. So I don't trade Bitcoin, but I trade the stocks that go up or down with Bitcoin, like Mara or Riot, or there are some other ones. Pick one that you like. I'm just going to show you this 1 minute chart here. This 52.25, that was the real line in the sand for me. This was a level, a big level. And what we saw here, maybe I can show you better on the 5 minute chart. So I'm trading on a 1 minute chart, of course. We're going to show you on the 5 minute chart what happens, because that's a little, you can see this one a little bit better this way. So just pull that up. So 52.25 in the early bird show from yesterday, I told you 52.25 was a level for me, and in the first 5 minutes, it just went straight through it. So it seemed not to be a level. Then there was some action to the top, and also in the 1 minute, this one went really fast. I don't trade these spikes. I trade on levels and on price action. So I just said, well, okay, I just forget about it. I'm not in this. I'm not going to chase this one. I never want to chase any shares whatsoever. So I didn't chase this one, and I thought, okay, that's it. But then, about 1 hour into the trading day, I saw here that it's really, this was ripped right through the level, and then I saw, okay, it respects this level anyway. And then I traded on a 1 minute. And trading this one on the 1 minute meant here that I didn't get in at 52.25 because VWAP was lying here around 52.75, and I thought, well, if you see this kind of movement, it can easily also break down because it didn't respect that level at the first time. So I waited here, this green arrow here. When it got above 9 EMA, you can see that not so clearly on this chart, but believe me, I did. So I went in here, and I went out again here on the $50, 53.50. So I respected this. When I saw that it respected this line, it got above VWAP, got in, waited till 53.50, got out again, got lucky because it rejected at 60. Then it came back again, didn't respect 52.25 again, but then went up again. But I didn't get in here again, so I only traded this one, and it traded it for a nice profit of 60 cents on this stock. I'm going to, it's almost 10:30. I'm going to do the tickets later. I see some tickets coming in, and at the end of the show, I'm going to do some tickets. But yesterday, I showed you, I told you that on the half hour, which is now, I'm going to tell you how I trade these reversal plays. And that's just because Benzinga is all about learning, and this is just how I trade. It's not about how you should trade, or on how anybody else trades, or whatever. So yesterday we talked about the gap up and levels. So I'm long bias, but I'm the reversal long player. So I want the stock to go down first, like you saw just with Mara. So going up and then going down, or going down straight away from the opening and then going up. So in order to go down, you have to have a pre-market gap up. So that's what I do in preparation. I just check my scanner and see if there's a gap up. And it has to be a significant gap up. And significant is different for every stock. So it has to be a gap up, not 0.5%, but just a nice big gap up. And what I do then is that I determine my levels. So I want to see if there are levels that make sense. High of days in pre-market highs or pre-market lows, or levels on a daily, or levels on an hourly, or all kinds of levels. And when you follow my shows, you can see that I draw these levels for you live and at some point. So I want to see a gap up, and I want to see levels. And if I have done that, then that's my first preparation of finally going into of looking at the reversal longs. I trade these mostly in the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the day, and in the afternoon or in the evening Amsterdam time I do the reversal. So I trade the short play, but then of course not with a gap up, but with a double top, for example. I'm gonna speak to about the short plays in 1 or 2 weeks, but this is the reversal long trades. So after I establish my levels, I want to see a setup, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about risk management. Thursday about exit strategy, and Friday I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to make some recordings of my plays today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, so you can see what I did there. And I'm trying to announce them to you in this in this early bird show. And I'm also in a pre-market show on my own channel at 1:30 Amsterdam time, and that's 7:30 ET New York time. So today about setup, tomorrow about risk management, because risk management is a problem for a lot of traders I see. And it was also a problem for me in the early days, because there were some basics that I didn't understand about day trading. I've been an investor for 5 years, and I know how to do my risk management there. But risk management in day trading, I didn't understand in the beginning. And risk management is really about so the main question about risk management was, but how many shares do I go in? So I saw everybody I'm going in here, I'm going to buy 500 shares, 1,000 shares, 100 shares, 10,000 shares. And I always thought, why? Why is that many, or that, or why just 100, or why 500, or why 1,000, or why 10,000? I didn't understand that. And so I worked out a strategy for risk management that I really like, and that I'm going to explain to you tomorrow. And that risk management is risk management where I work with a risk unit system. And it's very simple. It's no rocket science. It's just very simple, but I think it's elementary to being a good trader, because if you're going in with a big share size and stopped out every time, then you're going to lose a lot of money. If you're going in with a small share size and just get a little gain, then you get eaten up by all the commissions and you don't make enough profits in order to pay your bills. On Thursday, we're going to talk about exit strategies. That's also a difficult one. When do you get out? And as I said, Friday, some examples. Okay. So today about setup. The setup is really, really, really simple for me. And the example that I'm going to show you is the example of BCTX. You see this one here. This is BCTX. This is coming down. So you can trade this one on the 1 minute or the 5 minute or whatever you like. What's your pleasure? Sorry. This one coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big red candles downwards, and that tells me, okay, something going on here. So these are these big candles coming down. We found a level 364, hits it right here, and then comes up again. I'm not getting in at this one. I'm not getting in at 364 because that risk is too. I'm not sure if this one, if you can see now, then you can say, okay, you had to get in at 365 here because look at the gain that you could have made. But that's just in hindsight. So I'm getting this. This is just an establishment for me to, okay, this was the level that I determined. Then this next candle, this one has a higher low than this one, but it doesn't have a higher high, as you can see. So it doesn't have a higher high. The next candle here, this one, this high is higher than this high, and this low is higher than this low. So now we have a trend. With this candle, you don't have a trend. With this candle, you do have a trend. Now this is on a 5 minute, and you really don't like this spike here, as you can see, because it's terrifying to see a spike like this, a wick like this. But if you trade this one all the time, then you can have some confidence because you have established the level here. This one is going up. This low is higher than this low. This low is higher than this low, and this high is higher than the last high. So what I do then is that I look at the next candle, and this candle is also making a higher low. As you can see here, this is a higher low, but this is a lower high here. But after 1, 2, 3 higher lows, then I'm inclined to go in anyway. So what I do then, I'm going in at the top of this one. So this is the blue line here. Going in at the top of this one. It's the blue line. This is my entry. And it's really safe. Most of you would say, well, you should have gone in earlier. But this is what I do every day. And this is how I pay my bills. So you don't have to copy me, but I'm just going to tell you how I do it. So after this higher low, again, I'm going to get in here at the top. And then my risk management is here. I say, okay, this is a spike that you don't want to see normally. This is my exit, or my stop loss, sorry. So this is my stop loss. So I'm getting in here, getting all nervous with this candle because it almost touches my stop loss, and my stop loss is always a hard stop loss. So I'm not waiting and sitting there. I'm putting it right in, and if I'm stopped out, then I'm stopped out, plays over. I'm taking my loss, and that's it. So I'm here at 390. That's my entry. My stop loss is at 380, so that's a 10-cent stop loss. And my potential to get to get to this 434 that would be ideal, but it of course wasn't in my books. But if I have a 10-cent stop loss, then at least I want to have a 20% gain. Gain. Yeah. So this is my stop loss, 10 cents from where my entry is in. So I'm risking 10 cents to gain 30 cents, 20 cents, sorry. So that's a 1 to 2 ratio that I want to have. If I have a 1 to 2 ratio on all these trades that I make, then I can just have a 50% accuracy and still be a winning trader if I'm doing this consistently. So I'm being very careful and not getting in right here. I'm not getting in right here. It's also being very careful. I can stop out very easily. Then I'm just getting in here after I see this real reversal to the upside, getting in at this top with a stop here, and then trade it upwards and getting out at 410, which was a lucky one, to be fair, because it flashed down. No, that didn't flash down, but it was also the high. So the real high was 412, and getting out at 410 is just, well, great trading, you can say, but also a little bit lucky. This 410 is also a limit order that I have put in. So I'm not gonna do this manually. In 9 of the 10 cases, I do this with a range order. So I set my stop loss here at 380, limit order at 410, and just let it ride and just go in for the ride then. So that's basically how my setup looks if I established a gap up and if I established a level. And then if this wouldn't have been a level, then I'm just trading in a blind. I'm trading in no man's land. If I established that this was a level, and I see those higher lows, then I'm getting in 10 cents stop, 20 cent gain, potentially getting out just before this stop, which was extremely lucky, and have a nice profit on it. About risk management and about exiting strategies, I'm going to tell you more about tomorrow and Thursday, as I told you. But this is how I trade, and it's really conservative. I know that, because you can say, well, if you know that this is a level and it bounces here, why don't you get in at 371? You could have made a bigger gain. But I know from experience that you don't see this side of the when you're in here. You hope this is going to happen, but this is also going to happen. So you have to really establish your own strategy. This is my strategy for a reversal long play, and what you really have to do is do this 50 or 100 times and keep a diary. So I keep my own diary and I write down all my trades, which one I lose and which one I win. It's just a real simple diary in an Excel sheet. I don't use TraderView or the other software programs that are available for that. I just do my own simple Excel sheet analysis on that, because when I'm doing that and when I'm putting in those trades, I can feel them again and what I did right and what I did wrong. So if you trade this 100 times and you have an accuracy of 50%, then you still make money. That's how I trade a reversal long play, and I'm gonna try to do some this week and show you those live, not live, but in a recording on Friday. The reversal long play. Oh, Bas, yeah, it's live. Seyakon is live. It's always live. Okay, so this is, and tomorrow we're going to talk about risk management and about share size. So how many shares do you have to take here in order to make a nice profit? Share size is very important. Okay, I'm going to erase all this. It's 10:45. Just want to look once more to that little trade. So it's fading now. We did the right thing here. Everybody that looked at this with me in the first 15 minutes saw what happened here. So this is what we talked about in the first 15 minutes. This first 5-minute candle made a nice pop. I don't chase these. Some of you do, but I don't chase these. I don't get in these pops. It's too risky for me. But you can do that if you want that, if that makes you comfortable and it's working out for you. I mostly wait for this next 5-minute candle, and if this next 5-minute candle also makes a nice setup in that sense, this is a higher high and this is a higher low, then you're get in with a limit order here somewhere to 12 to 13. Be sure that you have that ready, so if you see this one coming on your level 2, that you can plug in. And then it made this nice move to 50-ish. After that, I would have gone in one more time, but that would have been a loser. And now you see after this pop here to 247, didn't reach 250, 247. Now it's fading and chopping around VWAP. So play might not be over. It's 240, 237. That's a level that I'm keeping in there because it's an alert. If it gets above 237 again, I'm getting interested again because it might break 250 again. So this was a good call. 5-minute candle, next 5-minute candle, make a high. This is the one where you get in. This is the move that you want, of course, for that. We established 220 to be a level, and then when it broke that level of 220, then we made a nice profit on that one, or you could have made a nice profit. Don't trade this with me because there's a time is lacking. So it's all live. It's 10:47 now in Amsterdam, and it's 4:47, as you can see here in New York. First Strike Veteran, good morning from Colorado. Good morning. You're up early. Is everyone buying TIRX? Let's see. Tyan. I don't know what it is. Financial services. There's the same kind of pop-up. This is the, I'm just going to pull this 5-minute chart up. This is the close post-market. This white line, blue line is pre-market open. This is a nice 5-minute chart. This 5-minute chart, you had to get in here at 29, 20, just let me say this right, 2088. Could have made a nice big profit, 23.46 here. But now it's just after the pop. This wasn't so this is the 1-minute chart. There's not a pop. It's fading. It looks like it's fading here. It gets under the post-market price and then pops up here. If you want to trade this one, then be my guest. That's not what I do. I wait this 5-minute candle to make a new high. So I would have gotten in here at 290s. This would have scared me a lot. This 1-minute candle. So I'm not that brave. So I would have gotten out, I think, early with a $1 win on this stock. But after the pop, now you see that this one fades. Wants to get above the VWAP again now, but as you can see, volume also really fading now. So I don't dare to trade this one. No sleep, no. Okay, only 100,000 shares left to sold on TIRX, first strike veteran says. So keep an eye on this one. Well, I think this one is really open to when markets open. This is well, you might say dramatic, but that's not the right word. It's a catastrophe, really. So this isn't that. But do you want to buy the dip or don't you? And if you did, then the guy that bought it here at 1202 didn't get any sleep either, and it's now at 22. He's gonna sell it, I think. My God, this is Chinese stock, I think. It's now just above the open price from March. Nice one if you bought that dip. Real nice one. Except then they make an offering. Yeah. So the breakdown was on an offering. Does anybody know that? I didn't. I can check the news, of course, because. Oh, it got halted all the time yesterday. Circuit breaker got halts. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Just coming in 5 minutes ago, Bitcoin and Ethereum hit all-time highs. And we know already, without looking, what it means for Mara. Do I still have it on, or don't I? There you go. So the news on my scan was at 445 here, but a lot of other people knew that already. I'm not following Bitcoin closely. I'm following Mara and Riot, as you saw yesterday, and I saw this 52.25 level and traded it yesterday. I made a nice profit, but don't follow Bitcoin too closely, but I follow Riot and Mara. Does anyone have any? I saw some tickers in the chat. Yeah, I think this is all Coinbase related. So tomorrow is the Coinbase IPO on Wednesday. So this is all about buy the rumor, sell the news. So everybody's expecting this. Well, it's a big IPO, of course, on Coinbase, and everybody is expecting miracles from what's going to happen tomorrow. So Mara, Riot, and Bitcoin, all these things will go up today, I think. And when news comes out tomorrow, well, be careful on these stocks, but you know that already. Yes, guys, push that button. It's the Early Bird Morning Show, 76 watches now, and push that like button. It would make me very happy, and would make Benzinga very happy. We try to do a 24/7 broadcasting channel, and I'm the first to be on at 10 o'clock Amsterdam time. And well, Benzinga's working on making this a 24/7 channel. So, and we only can do that if we have all the watches and likes that we can share this stream also. Gonna look at some tickers. Anyone? I saw some tickers. Safa Assad. Safa for playing short stock. Didn't have any volume pre-market. Okay, just gonna look at the daily now for Safa first. This 1196 is from an earlier play that I made on this one. Well, this is just, you know, what you see here is, well, you tell me. And if we are looking now, is this going to be a short play or isn't it going to be a short play? Well, this low is 35.62. This low is 35.75. And we're trading now here pre-market with no volume. So I would say, no, not set alert. What did I say? 35.62. $35.62. That's a distinguished level, I would say. Got up at this pop from 32.06. It's still above 200 SME. This one, this red line here is my 200 SME on a daily, and so because of these big spikes, it's just not the image that you want to see normally. but when this all red line is here at 1796, so this is still a bullish sign to me. It's below the 9 EMA here, so this is a bearish sign for me. It's now trading with this huge range beyond because there's no volume. 3460, 3795. I first want to see this one break 3562 in order to be a short play, and then you have room till 1832 because there's the 200 SME as it is today. So around 80, I would say. So be very careful because if it's making a double, it also could make a double bottom here and then just go up again. So everything below 3562, I'm inclined to think that's going to be a short. Christian asks, INSG. Let's look at this one, INSG. I played this one before, as you can see, so I'm going to erase this all. Well, for this one to go up, I would break a few rules that I have on stocks going up. And the first rule is that it's below my 200 SME. So it's 1236. It's also below my 9 EME on a daily. It's 946. Yeah, you could say this is consolidation station. You also could say it's going to be a dog for a few more weeks, months. Let's look at the weekly. Let's see if we get a higher time frame. In my book, this is a short. This is more, I would play this one not on the long side for a while. I won't play it at all, I think. So it's just look at the monthly, and then we have all the big time frames covered. Yeah, it would be nice if this was, if this was the up, and then this would be the next bounce, but I don't see any signs here of any confirmation of that this would go up with the other tech stocks right now. So in order to do that, it really has to pass this 944 again here. Just to be sure, make this 1950 on a day trade. And then it's still under the 200 SME, which is a sign for me that it's not bullish but bearish. Christine, I'm not seeing any signs of this one getting up really soon. Just based on what I'm seeing right here. OP, I really don't know anything about fiscal locations trading Amsterdam, Netherlands, or Austin, Texas. Really, I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. My accountant is. All right, guys, it's 3:11. One last quick look at pre-markets. Just looking what's happening now. Looking at the news. Look at my watch list. Pre-market. No big news coming in. Okay, and if you go to your Benzinga, to the Benzinga site, you can see it's coming up now that is stocks to watch right now, and Fast is going to report quarterly earnings. the.Mark is reporting the retirement of his CEO Bruce Davis, and the shares climbed 9% based on that news. And SLP reported upbeat earnings and sales for its second quarter on Monday. So just look at these really quick. the.Mark. Yeah, no volume in pre-market, so I'm not going to pay attention to this one, but you can pay attention to this one and when markets are open. SLP, also no volume. So if you go to your Benzinga, you don't have to own an account, just go to the home site and you can see the news stocks to watch today. And Fast, FAST, the.Mark, and SLP are the stocks to watch today. Just look at price action when markets open. Nothing happening now in pre-market. A little is going to be chopped in the rest of pre-market. MFNC we also already looked at in the beginning, and T-Rex we also discussed, Mara we discussed. So okay guys, that's it for me and girls. Hit that like button for me if you really like the show, and share this stream if you like the show. I'm gonna be back at 1:30 Amsterdam time on my own trading channel, Bosch Trading, and I'm also going to be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock Amsterdam time and 4 o'clock Eastern time. Still have to get used to that 4 o'clock Eastern time, that's 4 o'clock New York time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow or this afternoon.